Looks like the phrase, "here comes the shitstorm," is about to be heard from Rust players way more often. Hey, it's Woodcocker, and today's video is all about this bad boy right here. Rust continues to inherit features from Minecraft, bringing in yet another item, the hopper. The hopper is designed to be placed on a storage container and automatically collects any dropped items that land on it. But while in Minecraft, this item had no special properties and simply transferred items into a chest's inventory, in Rust, the devs went all out and gave the hopper some truly insane power. Both physical and magical. This item is set to officially drop in the upcoming update, but I was so intrigued by it that I just couldn't wait. So today, I'm going to tell you about the absolute madness you can pull off with a single item that costs just 100 metal fragments. Let's go over the key stats. Keep in mind that the devs may tweak or add something before the update goes live. If they do, I'll make sure to mention it in a pinned comment. So, the hopper. It's researched at the new engineering table, just like all industrial and electrical components. Requires workbench level 1 and 100 metal fragments to craft. The description states that as long as it's powered, the hopper will suck in any dropped item within its range while powered. You can only place the hopper on 3 objects, large storage box and both types of barrels. However, you can't place a hopper on top of a resource counter, but the other way around? That works just fine. This thing feels incredibly fragile, with only 30 hit points, meaning it breaks in just a couple of bullets. The hopper has a single electrical input. According to the description, it only consumes 1 power and turns on automatically. In reality though, it currently doesn't consume any power. Apart from its power connection, the hopper also has 2 pipe connectors, but we'll get to that a bit later. The hopper's range is exactly 1 square foundation, which is 3 meters. It works in all directions, sideways, upwards, and downwards. Items are sucked with no stack limit. Besides regular items, the hopper also pulls in any corpses and backpacks. If a backpack contains items, they are instantly transferred to the connected storage. If there aren't enough slots to store everything, the remaining items will spill out in a fountain. The same happens when a body is processed. Speaking of which, bodies are harvested with maximum efficiency, in case that's important to anyone. However, the hopper can't pick up a used parachute. You can't split an item between multiple hoppers. If more than one is in range, only one of them will activate. Which one exactly? No clue. Sometimes it's even the one farthest away. There is no way to interrupt the suction process. Walls won't stop it. Cutting off the power won't stop it. Even trying to pick up the item manually won't work. If the hopper decides to take something, it's taking it. The only exception is destroying the hopper at the exact moment it's pulling something in. This causes all hoppers on the server to break until the next restart, and the console gets spammed with endless errors. Let's hope this gets fixed before the update goes live. For now, the server is fully dead. Fortunately, I've just prepared a coffin. The hopper interacts with physical objects in the same way a player does. If you can pick up an item while standing where the hopper is placed, then the hopper can grab it too. This allows it to pull items through windows, bars, cells, fences, gaps, and so on. But the real fun begins when you realize that, just like a player, the hopper can grab items through some solid objects, things like rocks, trees, and certain monuments. Through a rug? Easy. Through a painting and a rug? No problem. Through a workbench, a painting, and a rug? You got it. This opens the door for a hidden loot stash without using drop boxes. Find an empty power line tower and place a foundation so that when you build a door frame, it gets fully covered by concrete. Inside the hidden cube, place a tool cupboard, a barrel with a hopper, a charged battery, and a sleeping bag. Hook up the hopper to the battery and enjoy the magic. To retrieve your loot, just set up another hopper outside using the same method. It's not entirely clear what the developers had in mind when adding this item, but one of the most useful applications of the hopper will likely be for shit farms. Place a hopper within 3 meters of a horse's rear, and you won't have to get your hands dirty collecting poops. Your fertilizer farm will be almost fully automated. You'll just need to transfer the dung from the barrel to composters from time to time. And overnight, your horses will produce so much dung that it'll last the entire wipe. This is probably the easiest passive way to farm scrap at the moment. A less obvious use for the hopper is as an anti-door camping system. Lower the entrance triangle below the rest of the base, place a horizontal barrel inside, add a frame for convenience, and install a hopper. Connect the hopper to electricity and link it via a conveyor to any loot room. Now, not only do you have a convenient drop-off for resources, but you're also protected from dedicated door campers waiting for you to step outside with a full inventory of loot. Taking it a step further, you can easily set up a safe loot return system from bodies to your locker. Place a chest with a hopper at every shooting area in your base. Connect them all with pipes leading to the locker in your bedroom. Now, every time you die at a shooting floor, your loot will be automatically transferred to the locker, allowing you to reuse the same kit indefinitely. Plus, these hoppers will also suck up enemy bodies. But Rust is a game about brutality, suffering, and domination. So of course, I've prepared several trap designs where the hopper is the cherry on top. Find a popular zipline where the wires run low near trees. Build a 1x1 shack behind the trees and place 2 turrets on its roof. Enclose the turrets on all sides, leaving a small window facing the zipline. Inside the turrets, place a couple of compound bows with regular or high-velocity arrows, deauthorize from the turrets, and run a test. Mark where your body lands and set up another shack with a hopper inside. Route the loot from the hopper via a conveyor to a safe location. Done! You now have an automated, silent trap that will farm ziplines without you lifting a finger. You might remember my pixel gap trap that instantly killed any player stepping inside the airlock. A couple of months ago, I set up multiple traps like this around the map, but couldn't keep up with reloading them. Fortunately, thanks to the hopper, this trap can now reload itself. Where gun traps used to be, place a barrel with a hopper, like in my setup. The traps are now a bit tricky to position, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. This version leaves no safe spots. Now for the electronic setup. The full wiring circuits looks like this. When the victim activates the trap, it automatically locks them inside while the traps and hopper activate. The trap has 15 seconds to kill and loot the victim, which is more than enough. Then it resets and is ready for the next guest. If the pixel gap setup is too complicated, here's a simpler version. Place a vending machine like this and position a heartbeat sensor behind it so that when it activates, a door opens to block the exit. At the same time, gun traps or a turret activate, along with a hopper to suck up the victim's body and transfer the loot to a secure location. After a few seconds, the trap resets for the next visitor. Naturally, I have to mention my old elevator trap. Build an elevator and fake the call buttons. Both buttons should actually be wired to open a door. Behind the door, of course, are a couple of gun traps and a hopper. The victim runs into the room, sees the elevator, presses the button, and gets showered with lead. And thanks to the hopper, you won't need to reload the traps manually. Just play the wipe as usual and check in every few hours to collect loot and refill ammo. This elevator trap works beautifully. People press buttons without a second thought, so take advantage of that. Pressing the button activates a timer that opens all necessary doors for 15 seconds. The only way to grief this trap is to destroy the button, or the elevator if someone is really bored. And to round things off, here's the nastiest trap in Rust. Using it guarantees you'll get raided the very next night. Build a shop selling some juicy item for cheap, say 10 tech trash for 1,000 stone. Block drone access with a roof and place hidden gun traps behind doors, ideally making them look like house entrances. Attach a counter to the shop to detect when a purchase is made. When the counter detects movement, the trap doors open and the vacuum activates. Technically, the shop can be looted. Well, not looted, just bought from. But the first time someone falls for it, their chances of escaping the gun traps are nearly zero. And for extra security, you can link the counter to Rust Plus notifications. Of course, you can also add a conveyor system to transfer shop and barrel loot deep into your base. I tried to keep this video concise, avoiding excessive schematics and rambling. If you want a more detailed look at anything, full schematics and explanation videos for each trap are available via the link in the description. Huge thanks to these legends for supporting the channel financially. Drop a comment on what you think of this new item, whether you feel it belongs in the game, and I'll see you on the next wipe.